Welcome back to Module 5.4. Well, before you continue, you might see these two case studies. Something feels familiar. And maybe you feel that, do I need to finish it? Well, I would really invite you to go through this short exercise because people, even they have known the concept, they might discover a new insight when they try to apply it. There's no right answer or wrong answer. Just try to make it the best attempt to consider all the learnings that you have learned in this critical championship, in this critical thinking champion program. It's just like investment. There's no right investment or wrong investment. When you make money, it's right. When you don't make money, it's wrong. However, every decision we make, either we do this or not, you bring a different impact. So I invite you to spend some time to go through the case study and see how are you going to apply critical thinking techniques and to see how it could influence your decision. Happy learning. Case study 1, investment suitability. A 35 years old client, Jason, recently received a 120K bonus. He wants to invest it quickly because his colleague made a 40% profit trading on the tech stocks last year. And social media influencers are promoting a fast-growing AI stock, hot in the market, right? And Jason says, I don't want to miss it out again. Some more you got cash in hand, right? And Jason tells you he can take high risk. I'm young, I got money. But you notice he become nervous and anxious when you mention the possibility of losing 20%. His goals, he want to buy a house, he want to grow his wealth fast, but he doesn't want to lose 20%, right? Remember? And he want to avoid falling behind his friends. Given this scenario, we want you to perform a financial analysis for this case. What to analyze? From the financial context, the time horizon, the liquidity needs, the risk, and risk capacity, how well he can take the risk, as well as his risk appetite. And of course, you need to consider all the risk factors of the trending stocks, especially like AI, and also considering the cognitive bias that might involve in Jason. What about you as an advisor? What are the ethical considerations when you want to give advice or recommendation to Jason? And always make an evidence-based recommendation based on client first attitude. So putting all these things together, please do an analysis. And to help you, I put together some guiding questions. For example, ask yourself, what is Jason's real risk tolerance? What other bias could have existed that influence him? What additional data you need? Remember the FHCD approach. What ethical risk arises if you just follow what he wants? And the next one, decision metrics. What product mix would you recommend and why? Take some time, maybe 10 minutes, to reflect on those questions and see how applying critical thinking could have lead you to a different insight when you make a recommendation. And when you are ready, you might continue with the next question. For the next case study. Case study 2. This is also something sounds familiar, but let's go through it together. Insurance and protection planning. A 48-year-old client, Mei Ling, wants to cancel her medical insurance policy because she has been healthy for years. And like many of my friends, her friends also claims that insurance is a waste of money. When you are sick, you can seek for public health care, government health care. Premium increased this year. Since last year. She wants to save the money for travel. Yeah, it's nice to travel, right? So that is what the premises her Mei Ling's condition. However, when you do an analysis, it shows that she has 2 dependents still in school. Her company's benefits are limited. She has no emergency fund. And even her new job contract has no medical coverage. Look at all those things. Now, analyze for Mei Ling the risk factor involved, protection gap, what she might need versus what she might be able to get or enjoy. What about the dependents? What about her age and her health condition, even she is healthy now? What about her job transition? What are the potential bias that lead her to consider to cancel her policy? Ethical responsibility as a financial planner. What is your ethical responsibility in this case for this client, Mei Ling? Evidence-based reasoning for recommendations. Always based on evidence and facts. Now, the guiding question for you to do the analysis. Long-term risks that Mei Ling could be ignoring because of the bias, especially affecting her thinking. What type of bias could exist? And how should you communicate to her the risk ethically? And of course, if you are taking responsibility, you need to give her alternatives that balance her affordability and at the same time sufficient coverage. Remember, she got no emergency fund and she still got 2 dependents in school. How do you ensure that the advice is in the client's best interest? Remember, everything, put the client first. And this is how you build your successful career for the future. Well, spend some time to go through the questions. And again, I hope you do gain some insight. To end this module, or rather this Critical Thinking Champion program, I like to quote a quotation from the famous Bruce Lee. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. So, congratulations on finishing the Critical Thinking Champion program. Now is the time to put in use what you have learned. Imagine there is 1 or 2 skill sets that is going to help you to make a better decision in whatever field you are going to apply, financial, personal, healthcare, or anything. I hope it will be helping you to become a better person, living a better life, and lead to a more successful future. Till we meet again, good luck and all the best in practicing critical thinking. Thank you.